Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of all ages, welcome to the YakPom podcast with your co-hosts, YakMan and Gohpom. Are you going to start with copyright issues right away? That's how we're going to start today?
Oh, no.
Welcome. This is the start of the YakPom podcast today. We're going to have special guest realPOISONkill join us in just a moment. Hope everyone had a great week. The real.
Don't let those imposters fool you. There's only one.
That's right.
And that's all God.
The imposters are full of malarkey.
Yeah, seriously though. They really are. Drives me nuts.
Oh, what? How do I not have realPOISONkill on the friends list?
I just added him. I will get him in here shortly. I did the same thing. Let me just pull up your stream quick.
Well, it says he's on as a friend, but it wouldn't let me pull him in. Okay. If you got it, we'll roll with it.
Yeah. Let me quickly just get your screen up.
Yes. Get all the beauty. All the beautiful.
The most beautiful.
Fullness.
So beautiful. And of course, my stream deck would just stop working for no apparent reason. That's beautiful.
It's Technology Saturday. Welcome.
Seriously, I don't know what to say. Hold on.
Where we showcase all the bugs of current technology that you love. That's the way it goes some days. You know?
Oh my gosh. There we go. POISONkill. I'm going to add him here quick.
Yes. But his name's not Adam. His name is realPOISONkill.
Actually, it's POISONkill out of the Discord. Yo, it is the one, the only, amazing, miraculous, realPOISONkill. How are you doing?
I'm gonna mute myself. Hi, guys.
Welcome.
So we had tech issues. How are things now?
They are good for whatever reason.
I think they're smooth.
I don't know what happened, but it was not fancying my microphone being set to Yeti. It had to go to default settings on.
Weird.
Yeah.
A little bit.
But we're good now. Okay.
Man, your green screen game is strong. I'm sitting over here with this dull green, and yours is just all vivid and right in your face. I love it.
Part of it is it was free. Okay. So this green screen was my brother-in-law's for some venture he was working on. He quit. It sat in a garage and got like car grease on it, and but it was free. So
yeah,
you got a little free, man.
Yeah, I just take it.
You can't be free.
It brought out the green. It pops now.
It makes definitely popped. Yes.
Oh,
yeah. Can we get a blush counter, mods? Can we get a blush counter? See if we can make Poison blush today.
Yeah, that is the goal.
I'm just kidding.
Yo, Mivian, welcome. Yeah, we're doing the YakPom podcast live. We're having a few tech issues, but they've been figured out. I mean, I guess we figured out a solution, but technically speaking, to me, it's not a. It's like literally like this is the kind of gas for your vehicle, but it's not the right gas. But technically, it is. Like it is that type of logic.
Yes.
But we roll with it. We make it happen.
We love Discord.
It's great.
There we go. I see us live now.
Perfect. Should be popping through shortly. Yes, we do have a special guest on the podcast. You should be able to hear POISONkill. You should be able to hear Nautical Yak. If you do not, please don't let me just like continue streaming for the next hour and then like we look back on it and it's just like a Godzilla movie where it's like, oh no, it's coming. That's not what we're going for. I can hear both of them. Yes, awesome. Thank you.
I mean, it could be. We could do a Godzilla Saturday one of these times.
Debated that, just delaying it, and like I don't know, man.
Here's what we'll do. Yak, you will move your mouth. Gohpom will dub for you with the words, and then I'll just be Godzilla in the background. I was
like, there we go. I like it.
Coming to theaters near you this October 2024.
Coming soon.
Oh my gosh, Cardera is coming. Hey, thank you for the video. Thank you so much, Ben. I never noticed, but I already follow Poison. Exactly. Like, dude is super awesome, super positive. We're so glad to have you on the show. There's so many things we want to ask you, but like my biggest question for you, and I mean, I kind of want to lead with this, is where did you get your name from? Like, what was the inspiration for realPOISONkill?
All right. So I've been playing RuneScape since like forever, basically. And I used to have my RuneScape name and my Xbox name tied up. I was working on becoming professional Halo 3 just because I was making money on like nationals and stuff. And while I was doing that, I got featured in RuneScape for some Fashionscape thing on the Tip.it website. If you ever played RuneScape, you know what I'm talking about when I say Tip.it. And somebody on Halo game comms, remember back in the day, it was always toxic. If they ever called you out, you did something wrong, right? Or your mom wasn't involved, and he's like, "Hey, I know you. You were from RuneScape." And my little kid brain, I couldn't even drive yet. I was like 14 or 15. Was like, this guy isn't this guy isn't here to compliment my Fashionscape. This guy is here to steal my RuneScape account. So I instantly was like, Mom, I need $10 and a credit card. I gave her $10 cash. She let me change my Xbox gamer tag. I wanted 2 words, and I wanted them to be individual. Like if you split it up, you could still call me that. So kill works, poison works, PK works. And I wanted a capital lowercase, no X's, no 69s, nothing that 2007 and 8 were known for. And it happened. That's where I came from. That's really the only inspiration I had. I freaked out. I had 20 minutes in my brain before I lost my RuneScape account. I had to move fast.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love it.
Guacamole, like pressure is on.
A name born from panic. I love it.
Yes.
That scramble to save.
Friendly brand. Explain that. Poison kill. Yeah, my 4-year-old loves it. Okay.
Right?
Can I get a poison kill t-shirt, mommy? Wait, what?
Does this scream poison and kill? Probably not.
No, not even close.
Pandas, maybe. I don't know.
Good point.
Oh man, so what led you like getting into streaming then? Like you said, you were like going nationals, like pro player.
Yeah, that was back in the day for Halo 3, and what really got me into streaming, my friend was on Mixer at the time. That's where
it's Mixer.
Yeah, it was actually April of 2019. He went viral on TikTok in like December around Christmas time.
Oh my god!
And he posted another video saying, "Hey, I'm live on Mixer." He started pulling like 30 to 70 viewers at a time. Like he was crushing just from that viral video. And I wasn't using TikTok or I didn't like streaming. The idea to me was, why would I watch a football game? I'll go play football with my friends. So when it came to streaming, why would I watch someone play games when I have my own games right next to me, right? And then I started to watch his stream, and he modded me, and I got to see the intricacies of how it worked. You were building community. So I went live from my Xbox on Titanfall 2 because I was pushing for top 100 in that game for Xbox players. And
dang,
I was getting a little too sweaty, but it was fun. I just hit the go live button on my Xbox, and my view count, little eyeball, you remember that? It went from 0 to 1.
Yes.
I was like, oh wow. Turns out my mic was muted. The VOD wasn't being saved. They never said anything. If they did, I wouldn't know what to say back. But I saw that I could get somebody to hang out with, and it clicked like, oh, this is real. This is cool. Next day, I turned my old RuneScape computer into a stream rig. I took my old YouTube Dream content with my, I had a C920 and a blue snowball, and I just started to stream. I fell in love with it. Things went really well, and I just kept going.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Like, so did you stream from your Xbox originally, or were you on
the
PC?
First day I did. From that point on, I went to like Streamlabs and worked my way out of the more basic, just microphone and video games. Yeah.
Oh man,
it's a great place to start, though. I love that you can do it from the console. I really do. It gives you a chance to try it out without spending $2,000 and all the fancy stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah. So many people want to go rush to get the gear, and it's like, no, don't.
Focus on your content. Focus on your content. That's what people show up for.
See if you're gonna like it.
You have what it takes. There's a lot in this. I mean, this is my full-time living now.
There is.
And what I've learned, I mean, apart from the taxes and things you don't really usually think about, you have to worry about not just being the same thing every day. You have to constantly evolve and expand, but also retain. You have to be true and honest to maintain those who have said, you have my subscription, you have my lurk, you have my heart, right? I'm going to be here. I'm going to be in Discord. I'm going to be on your Twitter. I'm going to do whatever it is. And then you also have to be flashy enough and new enough and expanding to bring in new people. But without it being just about you, because you know that there's 100 people behind you who are willing to say, welcome to the fam. And it's a really finely tuned industry that is incredibly unscientific and entirely trial and error, but I love every second of it. So.
Right. Yeah. That's interesting that so many people that get into streaming and do such a fantastic job like you're doing with your community, they didn't eye it up for a while and decide to get into it. It was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. You tried it and fell in love with it. I talk about my story a lot of times where, for me, I grew up with the old school farming mentality of if you aren't breaking your back, you're not working. So for a long time, to me, streamers were just potheads who didn't want to work a real 9 to 5. Now I'm in the middle of it, and it's just it's so much different than what you expect. It's fantastic, but oh my goodness,
more of a community focus. I mean, honestly, like.
It really is. How
have you like developed that community, like the Real Poison Kill community? Because I swear, like any day of the week, you can pop in, people are going to say hello and say hi, and it's just like you're welcome to a party. Poison. Like, yeah. Oh man, the phone case is like.
I could probably come up with a bunch of things that I think I did right or I think happened right around me. So my core is Christianity. So I chop it up to just. I guess him. In terms of like, if I were to say, here's something to do, I never thought of networking as a bad word. So I became as pivotal as I could in another community. And I didn't leech off of them. We mutually benefited one another. If I went up 10 average CCVs, he was going to say the same thing. Right. And the same thing with anybody else. And whenever I went up 2 from their network, they also went up 2, because now we were sharing. We were combining efforts. It was, hey, you're live in the evening, I'm in the morning. So let's divvy it up here, right? And play it smart. And when they saw me in chats, they're like, oh, Poison, and all this kind of things. And I'm like, oh, yo, what's up? It's Gohpom. Hey, how are you, dude? Welcome. We're in Dusty's stream, and now we're in ours, and we're doing our thing. It was really putting in attention on not being there for the look at me, I'm a streamer, and I'm in this stream just to remind you I stream. It was, I'm here to enjoy the show with you. Let's have a good time. And you connected in that. You had memories in that. Then they jump on your stream. Yo, it was fantastic to see you play Apex with a Dan God game earlier. Watching you carry Rebel Dusty Pinky and Warframe. That was hilarious. Welcome here. Now we're going to play some Pokemon. That was the idea.
Absolutely.
So instead, like your philosophy is like, instead of just like viewing at, it's not just one community. Like we're all just part of a grand, large, and you let that philosophy of your Christianity kind of permeate in that. Like we're all kind of in this together, instead of this is from my Poison Kill, and it's like, oh, he's in your community too. That's awesome. Like, and I think having that, intentionality like goes such a big way. As you said, instead of like, oh, hey, I'm a streamer, it's like, oh, dude, you're here too. That's awesome. Like, it's like bumping into like your teacher at the
much
movie
more
theater.
Welcoming. Yeah. And the thing too is, despite whatever your creed or belief or race or anything may be, we're all enjoying the same games. Yeah. We're all talking the same. We're still loving people the same. When someone has a bad day, we're all typing exclamation point love and hugs, right? There's no difference here. So why get bogged down on it and try to narrow things even more when that's literally antithetical to the idea of an open broadcast for free for people to come and consume and to partake in. So
we're all here for our love of gaming. And
honestly,
sometimes you gotta remind people that they come in kind of hot, like they maybe they want to troll or they're having a bad day or something. It's like, hey, we're all here for the same reason. We love video games, man. Join in, be part of it.
Yeah,
right.
Be my player too. Valentine's Day just passed.
That's right.
Oh man, what would you say is like the biggest hurdle, like the biggest thing that you've learned? Like honestly, like what did you struggle with, and like how did you overcome that? If you're wanting to share that.
Well, the current one is I forgot what a sleep schedule is. I got a YouTube video edit, and I got to get the tags right, and I got to research the thumbnail. I got to make the thumbnail, and I can't afford the editor, so it's like put this together. Oh, and I got to be live in 2 hours, and I think the hardest part for me has been. Well, surprisingly not politics, because it's easy to keep those out of it. During the voting season, my take was, the you do you boo boo. When you're here, this is to recharge. Whether you're going to use that energy to go picket, or to go back to school, or back to work, or to be with family for an event that you don't want to be around because you know who they voted for. I'm here to help you recharge so that you live your life to the fullest. That's it. I don't want to sit here and try to change your mind. I want to show love. I think that was a harder one for me to learn at first, because you want to be like, oh, I have a stand now. I have viewers. I have to tell them what I think. I learned quickly that if they want to know what I think, my DMs are open. But when I'm here and I'm live, it's to as appropriately show love as I can without ever cornering somebody or trying to change a mind. Changing perspective is fine. I love to. Yeah. I understand that here are the 10 bad things in your life, but you mentioned a good one in there. So why don't we target that right now? Why don't we water that pot and let the other ones kind of wither a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that can be hard to do because especially over here in America, we've got a lot going on, and it's been a tough year to try to navigate what people are all going through in their each individual lives, and yet bring everybody together for that fun, entertaining stream and that community. Because we've all got things we could stand on a soapbox and rant and rave about, but with streaming, it's one of those things where it's so much better to focus on some of these positive things and bring people together and have a good time. Because at the end of the day, if you're turning to video games or somebody's stream, you're not there to have this deep, insightful debate about, this or that. You're there to chill and unwind and hopefully crack a few laughs. And, that's I think all three of us try to come very hard from that kind of perspective.
I mean,
it's important.
Even your TikTok very much finds that line and very respectfully walks it. Yes. I think it's admirable, and it takes a lot of time to do. Yeah, we've had a good conversation about the farm life and stuff, right? Like, there's a line, and you got to find it and respect it because people are trusting you to respect it.
Yes, and I think that's been like one of the most challenging things I think as a streamer is finding that line and walking it, because some people are willing to go over it, and so many things on the internet can be misconstrued. And so I always try to come from a place of like, is that kind of the legacy or the thought or the feeling I want to leave people with? Like, do I want them to feel like positive, happy, or feel that they can come in and be welcome regardless of what they believe, how they feel, what race, what like. I honestly couldn't care less. Like, I mean, I care about what people are going through, what's going on in their life. And if they're willing to share that with me and we have a conversation and I can make them feel better or vice versa, like, that's awesome. Like, that's kind of what keeps me going as well, is just like, as you said, like the positive poison kill, like just always positivity, always a good time. Like, I don't think I've ever been in your stream and there's just ever been a downtime, or even if there is something that's going on down, you've always done your best to make it a better situation or a better perspective. And we see that. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
No try, only do.
Do or do not. There is no try.
That's pretty good. You get some voice acting work on Star Wars lately, or
no? I just watched way too much in my life.
Is that just the next step? Like, you're gonna start seeing you in Disney?
Get do the job. No, I don't know.
You heard it first here, folks.
That's right.
If they ever reboot Ed, Edd n Eddy, though,
oh my gosh,
I will be for free. This is for free. Cartoon Network, you got my contact.
You heard it here first.
Yes.
You're gonna be blowing up on Twitter tomorrow. It's gonna be all tags to Ed, Edd n Eddy. Bring it back. Hashtag bring it back. Oh, that's fantastic. So what is something I guess you didn't expect with streaming? What is something just maybe positive or some way it's kind of blessed your life that you had no idea would happen, but it was a great side effect of streaming?
I mean, you are doing it full time now, so I mean, I hope there's something positive you can say. Unless, I mean, if there's some things you want to discuss, like, please let us know.
I think this one's two-toned. It has two sides to it. You have influence in people's lives. Yes, there are people who are just there to type an exclamation point, join, and play with the streamer. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a big population. But you really do have influence on people's lives. There comes a point where somebody finds out their parents are getting divorced, or their grandmother they're going to pass, right? Heck, I had a couple months ago, my grandfather passed away, and I found out just during the stream. You have influence in lives. The thing is, they also do on you. You know, it's funny how when you see a name there all day, every day for months, when they say, "I love you," It's text. Why am I crying? I'm not crying. You're crying. Now we're both crying. And I'm making this. and that's something to keep in mind is, you want to do your, you want to be, I see your suicide prevention lifeline right there, right? Like somebody might not call that line until they hear Gohpom or Yak say it. That might be the one who convinces them to take that step and call them, because they've spent time, they've spent money, they've spent electric bill, if nothing else, being here with you. Maybe they don't have unlimited data and they just wanted to pull you for 5 minutes at school. Something. You know, there's an intimacy shared that I did not fully understand until I got a DM from somebody wanting to kill themselves. And this turned into a Discord phone call. He's actually a friend of mine now, and I can't wait to meet him in real life. Like that awesome. Developed into a friendship that now he's a friend with my wife. He's a friend with me. He's a friend with the community. You know, he's in the back end as a mod. Like he sees these things. And that's the kind of stuff that I didn't anticipate. I thought it was just make people laugh so they throw you money. You know, tip the piano man kind of concept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out when you say things like welcome, how are you? Sometimes you say how are you 1,000 times in a stream. But that one time was enough to make them say, wow, I've not been asked that in a week.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not doing so hot. Let's talk about it. And why don't you jump in the game while we do it? You know, and sometimes that welcome, that small bit of virtual interaction is enough to bypass the fact that they haven't seen their dad in a while and school sucks and they can't get their grades back up and they're fighting addiction or illness or the cold weather or whatever. And so that's something that I've had to learn to be mindful of before every stream is, yes, I would like to get bits. I would love to see resubs. I'd love to make jokes and laugh, but there might be somebody out there who just needs to be told they're worth something.
Yeah.
You know?
As
they want it to be to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, as a streamer, like you say, sometimes you sit there and you're saying, how are you a lot, throughout the stream, but you might be the only person who's asked that person that question. And there's definitely some weight to that.
Yeah.
There's a quote that I always think of, and I shouldn't say I always think of, but I try to always remember it. And it's be kinder than usual. You don't know what battles and struggles someone else is going through today. And I think that's something really good to focus on with streaming. When I first got into streaming, a troll would come in or something and I'd want to just body him, and I'd want to go all Call of Duty lobby back in the day on him and just tell him what I'm going to tell him what for. But now I've gotten to where like I'll usually more quietly deal with it because I don't know what they're going through. Like you say, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world and there's a lot of stuff going on in different people's lives, and you don't know what it is they're dealing with that might have them, operating at the way they are that day. So it's something to be mindful of, something to pay attention to. You could be meeting your new best friend, like you say. I mean, that's awesome that you and your one buddy got that close and were able to bond over what seemed like tragedy at first.
Yeah. The diamond in the rough. Above all, love your neighbor. That's what I believe I'm told in the Bible, and I feel like that is shown to be more powerful in more cases than anything else in my life. It's just, cool. I love you anyways. So I'm going to go check out now. I want to buy this cereal. Thanks for being weird in the middle of a Kroger. I'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Right. Fair enough.
Oh, that's funny. We've got Kroger's in the area, so
I love Kroger. We have Meyer, but Kroger wins. Just saying.
Yeah, they got some good stuff actually. I'm pretty impressed with their line of stuff.
For YakPOISONkill. Spy Yanovan. I didn't even know this, but you subscribed to me a while ago for YakPOISONkill. I don't know if you can see that chat there.
Yeah, I do see it. Spryman?
Yeah, if you have questions for YakPOISONkill or any one of us, like let us know, and vice versa.
It looks like you're not affiliated for me to have a subscribe to you, my friend. I'm not sure what you mean.
I don't know either. They just said for YakPOISONkill. You've got such a big community. Like I don't know how. I'll be honest. How do you manage that? Like the consistent, constantly growing, trying to keep that unity of not just becoming. I feel a big issue that happens with a lot of streamers that blow up is there's always that you've changed, and I feel like for you, even moving from Mix over to Twitch, you have not, and you've remained consistent in who you are and what you do, and as you said, you've kind of evolved and expanded that. Or could you kind of maybe, I don't know, kind of putting you on the spot.
First of all, Spry hugely into Marvel, better than DC. Fact, Spider-Man. You're welcome.
Yes, true story.
Number 2,
shots fired.
So my metrics show between 180 and 250 unique chatters every stream. Now they can't all lurk. If they did, we'd be looking at a purple check mark, right? I'm just kidding.
Yes.
No, they have a few minutes in a day to stop by, and they chose to spend those minutes saying hi. I don't know how. I don't have a tip like do this weird trick in the morning to remember the rest of your day. I don't have anything like that, but there's something about when they spend a moment to say thank you. Also, happy Pokemon Day. That is nice right there, my friend. Wow.
Signed by Stanley himself before he passed.
I'm not jealous.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. He just said Marvel, and I'm like, I have to.
I love it. Poison's over here talking himself down.
Well, okay. So I'll take that as payment for this time slot. No, they have 15 minutes a day, and you stream 4 times a week, right? Well, for me, it's 4 times on Twitch and once on YouTube. So I get 4 instances a week where something could be changed, and I don't know what it is, but at some point they share something like I'm getting engaged, or I'm ring shopping, or I'm gonna move in with my girlfriend, or I'm looking for a new job. And those are big events. You know, generally forget. I might not remember the girlfriend's name. I might not remember what kind of ring you're looking for, but you remember the general. They're ring shopping. Okay, they went to the doctor's office last time I saw them. They had to drop a lurk because they had to take care of their mom because they fell. Right, and you have these kind of things happen. So then when you see them a week later, you have everybody else is generally okay. Life is just kind of go with the flow. Everything's happening normally. So you've only got an outlier of situations to remember that are really off the wall. So you're shopping for a ring. You just finally saw Endgame 2 years later, and I couldn't spoil it for you. You just tried Pokemon, and you're, whatever's happening. So you mentioned to them, "Oh, dude, how you been? How was the doctor's appointment? That was last time we talked. How did things go? I didn't know what was going down. Was it routine, or how are you?" You're just gonna ask those kind of things. For the rest of the situation, it's an actual relationship. So it's not like Twitter where it's just kind of like they might like a post. They've shared things with you and they get assigned to using. The hard part is when their Xbox is different from their Discord, is different from their Twitch, is different from their Twitter, is different from their YouTube. No luck. Sorry. I do my best. But everything else, if you're the same across the board, I got you. So I don't know. But I do my best to respect that if they're going to type it, they probably mean it. I'm going to trust that them coming back means they mean it. Number 1. And number 2, it meant something to them, so much so they felt the need to type it to somewhat of a stranger. So I'm going to respect it and try to just stick it in the back. Now, if it were 200 viewers a day, it would be tougher. But I think there's still a value in trying. And then you have the mods too. That's where the team really comes in. You have those mods, you put them there. They're not just. And I tweeted about this recently too because we had something come up. They're not just it's not just a sword that says I can ban you. I can shout people out. I can give you in-stream currency. It's not about that. They're there because I've built a significantly tighter relationship with them because it was a mutual effort invested in both regards, and they see the value of the community, so they remember things too. So if I remember 80% and they cover the 20%, if I ever miss it, I get a whisper. They're there. Hey. This person went to the doctor. Just a reminder, ask them how they are. Or they'll ask for me, and you kind of work as a team and develop that relationship collectively. So as things grow, I think you scale with the mods, with the behind the scene team to be able to kind of tackle it from all different angles. Does that answer any of the questions?
That's awesome.
That's how I do it.
No, I mean, it just seems like a lot of intentionality and just like a lot of memory. Cause like one of the things I remember I was in your stream, you mentioned, I think you also have ADHD as well, like I do.
Yeah.
And so it's quite a bit of a struggle to do those things just because our like brain chemistry and stuff is different. But like, unless you said it, or unless you have it, like when you look at a streamer or something, like you just assume, wow, this guy is super positive, super all over the place and amazing. And it's like, that's just part of your DNA and who you are. And and you use that like to the best of your ability instead of like, oh man, I have this or I have to deal with this. Like, and I think that's just super awesome and like super encouraging. For those out there who are like, I can't do this because I have this or something. Whereas you're like, I'm doing it as a full-time content creator now. Like, let's go, community. You know?
Yeah, it's.
Oh, Spry, you must have been gifted a sub to my channel. I was gonna say.
Fair enough.
Okay, then I have no idea. But at some point, you were given it, and to whomever gifted it, nice. I have 142 IQ, ADHD, Tourette syndrome, and you put those things together, and you can see patterns, but you can't keep attention to maintain which pattern you were analyzing last. That's probably a factor too, because I can pick up on it, but then I jump onto the next one so fast that when the new viewer comes in, we're on to the next topic, and so it's back there, it's ready to be pulled back up. It's just you get this big pile of things. No worries, Spry. Yeah, so the way subscriptions work is you can gift them to other people too, and you don't have to be following the channel to be gifted a sub as long as you have been in the chat at any point. So maybe Gohpom hosted us. Perhaps it was a raid. Yak, you recently have 2. You're hanging out with them. I would assume could be something like that. So maybe at some point you were gifted a subscription over there.
I love a good sub. Meatball marinara for the win, everybody.
Thank you.
Oh man, I like oven roasted chicken. That's a good one too.
Depends. No tomato.
Oh, hating on the grilled chicken.
Yeah, man, I don't like that tomato at the city, man. I tell you what. Ketchup, yes, but tomatoes.
Ketchup, yeah.
That's okay. More tomatoes for me, man. I'll slap them on all day long.
Well, I'll mail them to you whenever I get them from now on.
I got a PO box. You can send them to me. I'll stomp on them instead. Call it good.
Dude, I would totally do it. I would legitimately send you some tomatoes just to watch you just crush them.
I don't even know you guys anymore.
That is awesome.
It's a YouTube skit. Yak, I'm gonna expect some from you too. Okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll just send them from the farm. We'll just meet up at the farm. We'll grow them. It won't be until fall, but we'll grow these just for you to crush them.
My skit's gonna be me tucking tomatoes into bed for a good night's rest. So there, take that.
Twitch fam.
Oh man, too funny. Oh, that's good stuff. Yeah, I like that. Like, there's some people that will like they try to put on like a character or maybe a certain kind of act that they're going for on stream, and
like the doctor
no, he does a great job with it. But it's one thing I love about your streams, Real Poison. You can tell that like you're just genuinely yourself. And I think there's just a unique, rare quality there that more streamers need to adapt to. And especially when you're starting out, you're so worried about how you're going to be portrayed or, what you need to do to get people to like you. And it shouldn't be that way at all. Big time. Yeah, big time. You get stuck in your own head. And the best thing you can do is just kind of be yourself. Let's see here. Racking my brain for some of these good questions I had earlier.
I had a shower thought the other day. I was in the shower shaving, as one does, obviously.
It's the smartest way to do it.
It is.
Thank you. It is. But I was shaving.
Your hair. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, and you can put it right in the nozzle and it just cleans it out. Swipe.
I didn't even think of that. Like,
yeah. You're welcome.
Big brain ideas. His IQ guy. Like this is the
whenever
best
you go bald
all year.
You got my DMs. No, I remember something happened. Oh, I nicked my ear. That's what I nicked my ear a little bit and I cut a little bit. And I remembered that happened the first time I shaved in the shower, which was one of the times before some of my early on cam streams, like back when I first started on Mixer. And I remember thinking, I have to wear a hat or a beanie. People can't see me bald. They won't like me. Now it's the meme of the channel. It's like a thing, right? Bald and pandas.
Yeah,
I have a shirt that has bald and pandas on it. Like it's a thing. You can't let those get you, not get you down. They're gonna get you down, but they can't stop you. Because if that's gonna stop you, something that you can't change, quit while you're ahead. Because if things that you can't change will stop you, what's the point? Find an alternative, right? That you can't. Okay, this is an unmovable force. Cool, but everything around it's movable, and no one's saying you can't veer off to the left a little bit or veer off to the right a little bit. You just kind of change your tactic until you get around it. That's how I see it.
Absolutely.
So now it's a meme. I do have to do extra work with lighting so I don't reflect too badly.
I was just gonna say you do like a very good job, because I mean, like, even like when I shaved my head or for that one charity stream like a while back, like it was kind of a problem, and like
shiny, right?
Yeah, it's super shiny. I was like, it was so
Wax
nice
paper.
though. You get up in the morning. Is that really it?
Put wax paper on the lights.
Oh, sure. That diffuses them just enough that they'll light, but
no direct source.
Yep. I like that.
That is, man, $1 million ideas. I guess.
Lady Yak, we need more wax paper.
I think
she's
right
off
now.
at work. She's not even here.
Anything else? Like,
oh man,
gosh.
Yak's gonna be the next one on the Bald Brotherhood. No, I guess.
I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Before I lose this question, like, how do you? This is something I've been like thinking about. Is like, how do you? When you create content, are you focused on necessarily creating value to a certain degree, or are you focused on like just creating entertainment in the sense of like it's something for people to smile, that's just positive for people to laugh, or is there more intentionality behind it? And how do you balance those out?
That's a really good question. Okay, depends. Is it for YouTube or is it live? Is it for Twitter? Is it a Twitter picture, video, or typed out? Is it Instagram story or what? Each circumstance, because I do wear my heart on my sleeve. Well, I'm not on my sleeves, but like I wear it like it's right here. When you jump in the stream, if you've never met me before, it's pulsating right in your face. This guy is not putting on a show. I could offend him. Yeah, probably you could try, but not going to do as good as the last guy. So it's going to be more funny to all of us than anything else. I'm kicking my desk. My apologies. So when it comes to YouTube, a lot of times I'm trying to just get entertainment that's background, more background. I don't expect people to sit there and watch a Pokemon Nuzlocke series. When it comes to the stream, I want it to be background that any moment you can engage in, and it's like you never dropped it, right? So if you have to go get dinner and come back and you took it a little bit longer than you thought because you burned the potatoes, whatever it may be, I want when you get back, it's like you picked up right where you left off. So in terms of value, for me, I want people to live their life with the motive that I say, or the moat mantra, I guess I say, is life first. So when a mod can't be able to stream and they're like, hey, sorry, I'm not going to be there in the Discord, like, cool, life first. You got a kid's recital. You got to go take care of family. That's the same with the viewer. If you can't be there, if you can't lurk or anything, as soon as you jump in, be it the first 5 minutes or the last 20 minutes, I want it to feel the same. So for me, the value is not an interruption from life, an escape at times, something to energize you, but never to interrupt your life, because I don't want to further facilitate the bad behavior of, and you've all been here, you know what I'm talking about, when you take a nap, when you still have things to do, it feels so good in the moment, but then you wake up and you don't want to wake up anymore because now I've got less time to do that thing, whatever it may be. So you want to go back to sleep. And it's a really negative cycle. It's a horrible feedback loop. I want this never to be the nap before the effort, but after the effort is complete, so that you could just nap the rest of the day and nothing matters. It's all done. Who cares? It's a weekend to that point. That's what I want it all to feel like, so that it's permanently welcoming, but intermittently. So it's I don't know.
It's almost like an optional supplement in a way. Like it's good for you, like when you can get it in, but like if you can't get it in all the time, it's not the worst thing in the world. But when you do, like you feel good about it. Whereas I feel like, especially in American society and culture, like taking a break or like taking time off, like it almost becomes more of a chore in the sense of like you have to max and relax to this extent and this amount. Otherwise, what's the point in even doing it? You might as well keep working. And I think it's, as you said, like you want it to be something that people can enjoy, and it's not like it's a labored thing. And I think that's a really good perspective and way of putting it in perspective, honestly. If that makes sense. I almost feel like I said perspective too many times.
No, it makes sense. I think if I were like a Dr. Disrespect, if that were the case, I would want you to focus hardcore the entire time. I'm putting a lot of effort into every little thing I do.
Yeah.
Be my eye movement, how I talk, the way I talk, what I say, when I say it. Heck, if I say anything at all, right? Everything is very articulated to a very chore-filled experience. That's not how my stream is. That's not how I think most streams are. And I think in that case, yeah, you want to be an optional escape, but not necessary. So that if they just want to lurk, they see the value in lurking because they know that like, hey, I might be free in an hour. I'll just have some more watch time when I hit hours or support, and it's, yeah, that matters to me because people live in their life getting work done, school done, family. You got to do it. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I have to lurk. I have to be there. No.
You don't want people to feel obligated.
Yeah.
You want them to be there just purely because that's what they want to do, and I'll have people tell me all the time, hey, sorry, I can't be there. I got to work, all this. And I'm like, hey, go do you, man. You still got to pay the bills. I appreciate you taking 10 seconds to come say hi.
I'm just like, what is your problem? Why are you working? Why aren't you here watching my stream right now? Like, Larry has been waiting all day for you. Like, the least you can do. No. But I think that's a good perspective too. Is I feel that the mentality, especially for new streamers starting out, is it's all about numbers. It's all about looking a certain way, getting stuck in your head, overthinking. You have to be like this person, this person. I think there's a huge separation between imitation and inspiration, in the sense of like you can be like someone, but you want to do that in your own way. And I think taking that time to like just keep in mind, like if someone's just stopping in or has the opportunity, that's awesome, that's great. And if they don't, being okay with that and just learning to be yourself.
Right.
Honestly.
For sure.
Best advice you can do starting out. Otherwise, I don't know, you'll lose all your hair like POISONkill, pulling it out, just like trying to think of the perfect way to do
this. This is all from stress. This is figuring out what my username should be. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough when you're starting out because numbers are so important with gauging, things you might be doing right or doing wrong and setting goals and some of that stuff. But at the same time, what is easy to forget when you're starting is the numbers should just be a metric. It should be purely a measuring tool and not how you gauge success or failure completely. It's so easy to get in the habit of, oh, nobody stopped by today. I've failed. I'm doing it all wrong. I should give up.
Yeah.
And that comes from putting way too much weight on those numbers. That should be, how many people are stopping by in the day or what people are coming to watch. That should all be part of a tape measure, not the grand trophy at the end of the day on your success. And, you can very easily get down on yourself if you aren't quite hitting these numbers and you're putting too much stress on that. So I think it's very important and key, especially in starting out, that you keep the numbers in check, so to speak. You keep them at the right level of priority. It shouldn't be the whole biscuit, but it should be a tool in your tool set to help you figure out how to keep building it better.
And when you begin to let the numbers motivate you in the beginning, first of all, your heart will probably go to the wrong position, the wrong spot. And you have to do a
I know we did that.
Feature.
At least I did that.
Yeah, it's easy.
I'm not going to speak for Yak, but I know.
But also,
I did.
When you're sub 10, any number is a significant portion. So we had a pretty slow stream yesterday. Fridays have been historically slow for us. My partner application numbers went from 42.3 or whatever down to 41.7. Okay, one number isn't that big of a deal when you're at that.
Yeah.
If I was in the 20s, it'd still be a significant, but not really that big of a deal. But when you're looking at like 2 to 4 people, any one person is like a quarter of your numbers. You're going to be like, oh, I failed. I had a horrible day. What? Dude, it's not as many people though. That means one person was busy, but 3 people still chose to be there.
That's
Next
right.
day that he might be back. And so if you let that get to you, each step up or down it's hyperinflated success or hyperinflated failure. You can't look at those numbers yet. Sure, think about things like metrics, like we want to unlock a new emote, or we're pushing for 100 followers or something like that. Sure, let those things be things, but don't put the follow goal. This is my personal thing. Don't put the follow goal of 89 out of 100. Instead, make a goal, make a celebration goal. Whenever it happens, assuming it does, we're gonna eat this gummy bear on stream, something like that, right?
Or a red hot pepper. I mean,
right, something. Yeah. I had I did a when I was playing on Mixer, my first day to get 100 followers is what it was, I think. I missed those. I had this blueberry ghost pepper hot sauce, and I put there I was like 10 people. No, it was like I think 15 people away. And my thought was, I'll take a swig of it every follow until I hit 100 followers. And so some guy came in, he followed, and I was like, hey, welcome in. I'm going to take a sip real quick. And I did. And he's like, this is for real? I was like, yeah. He's like, I have like 9 accounts. I'll be right back. Follow. Just back to back to back. I went through almost the whole bottle that night, but I hit 100 followers. And that dude came back for 3-4 months, like up until about the partner push time, like throughout the entire summer when he had time off work and school and everything. He was, oh my goodness, he was there. He wanted to be there. And it was like that, so there are better ways to do it than just putting the title. That's not a bad option. That's a way to communicate it. But make sure you have something else planned. Make sure that each new follower can feel like they really contributed beyond just clicking a button. It's getting a big thanks. That's cool. Yeah. But you're pushing something. Give them a thanks and pop a bean boozle. That one wasn't a vomit this time. Nice. The last guys.
Build value.
Yeah. And make it a community building effort. So that when you do push goals, you're not sitting there looking at the numbers every day like a spreadsheet, feeling like an accountant, really hoping you didn't fail the banks and they're going to fire you or something. You want each moment to be like, man, we had a memory on this number. And I know it went down, but that memory encouraged me, and it's never going to go away. And now it's going to go up and up and up because your heart was in the right spot. So you're still following the metrics of the quantity, but the quality aspect. Now you're also qualifying the experiences to each metric increase or decrease. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I very much did the accountant graphing, checking all my metrics.
My gosh. We would call each other every day. Like, I swear, it was like a 90s.
It was.
Like, oh my gosh, girl, pal. Like, how's it going? Did you see so-and-so today? Oh my gosh, they're in my stream. Like,
someone needs the internet. You got to log off. And yeah.
Well, we were growing on Mixer, and we were growing at a normal pace, and then we found kind of our little niche. In doing Fortnite follower fun day Sundays.
That was the day.
Like we started blowing up to where we were getting 40 and 50 viewers every Sunday, guaranteed.
And we didn't have enough slots.
Dozens of follows.
Team Rumble. It was so hard to maintain.
Yeah, the queue was full all the time, and I
felt so overwhelmed. And then when Hype Zone would come in, dude, we would both just lose it and freak out. Man.
But then once Mixer started to slow down, so did some of that, and it became it did. It became very discouraging because we, at least for me anyway, I became a little too locked on those numbers, and that's why a lot of times I say the numbers should be a tool. It's also to remind myself. It's not just to tell other people, but it's to remind myself. Hey, it doesn't matter if the follower count went down by 3 people, because that just means there's room for 3 more awesome people that are going to come in and want to be part of the community. Right. So, it's a fine line.
Yeah.
Got to keep it in perspective.
Well, I think as you've already said, Poison Kill, like kind of like keeping that intentionality of like, hey, I remember last time you were in, you talked about this, or having a mod, and like having a team be there to support one another. I think I can't speak enough of that. Like Yak and I have amazing mods who have continued with us from Mixer and beyond. And I know you've had amazing mods that you've developed friendships and stuff. And like, it's just, even if you're like busy and distracted, you always still feel welcome. And I think that's exactly what a mod needs to be and do. But just keeping in mind that behind every number is a person with a life and a story. And if they're willing to spend a minute with you or even more, like that's more valuable, and just getting to know them, I think, is an amazing journey and experience.
Yeah, I agree.
And keeping that in mind. That's what I try to do. But some days, man, I tell you what, I get too analytical and I get too focused on things that really don't matter at the end of the day. But I'm truly blessed for what I have, and I'm grateful.
I just always remember how beautiful I am, and all my problems go away.
Waking up in the mirror with a beard like that, I mean,
that's true. That is nice.
Wish I had that confidence.
It's fluffy. Man, we have cats, so I comb more cat hair out of my beard in the morning. Oh, crazy. Maybe that's TMI. I don't know. Just having a real thought there in real time.
No, man, we can't show any signs of weakness. You're a perfect streamer. You're always manicured, and like, I guess that's another thing too. Is like, how do you walk that fine balance of it? I feel there's this like ideology, especially in the sense of like, you're a streamer and here's the viewer, when in reality it's this. Is how do you balance that and keep that without, I mean, I guess maybe it's something you kind of do without really saying it, is just like keeping the playing field level with everybody, that nobody's like, you're not better than them, or you're like taking a stance of like looking down on them, but you're keeping that eye contact.
The reminder to myself, and I'll say this out loud on stream sometimes, people are like, hey, thanks for streaming. Yeah, thanks for being here. If you weren't here, I'm screaming out loud, exclamation point, bald in the chat to a camera while I'm playing a game that I could just turn everything off in a dark room, put on a more comfortable pair of headphones, and then just play alone. Like, without them there, the show doesn't happen. And remind yourself that if they're not lurking, you're at 0.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not talking, then you're talking to yourself. And just remind yourself that that's the reality of this. And that's usually how I go about it.
I think that comes into play with the, a person's ego too, because obviously we all want to go places, and we want to do things, and we want our efforts to have a certain reward or certain milestones come of it. But I just look back at how I used to look at streamers, like I shared earlier, and how all the blessings that have poured into my life, as far as just meeting new people and making so many awesome friends from all over the place. And it's that new follower isn't just a number. They're not just Ninja TSM 24/7 335 Shroud, like their user tag says. They're a person, and they could be one of your next really good friends and gaming buddies. And you gotta keep the human aspect. You gotta remember there's people there. It's more than just a silly gamer tag.
Yeah, I guess something I do want to ask, and I guess we should have. I feel like we should have asked you this. You said you recently had a situation with your stream, because like you're very personal. You welcome everybody. You had a situation in your stream. How do you deal with that, and how do you address that? Especially in a large community. Like if you're willing to share. If not, I totally respect that and understand things happen.
On a personal level, it's hard. That I don't know. And it has to happen, right?
Yeah.
So remind yourself why you did it. Was it because they were annoying? Was it because they were breaking rules? Blah, blah, blah. No, not really. It's because of the trend. So it isn't the dominance thing. I have to assert my dominance and show you that I mean it. It falls into if I allowed this behavior to continue, sure, we could get used to it, and this one person just begins to become ignored, which is two things. It's a contradiction to the actual mission statement of a place to make friends and be a friend, because now they can't make friends because we're ignoring them, and they're not able to be a friend because no one's going to go to them. So I'm wasting their time. And number two, is that going to encourage somebody else with a similar mindset to also do that, to push the rules a little bit? And at what point is it utter chaos, and does the stream lose the beauty of a coherent community and just become multiple clicks across the board who are there just to smash a panda spam and see it and laugh? Like, at what point does that happen? And once that happens, when am I looking for a day job because there's no money to come in because everyone's just focused on that click? And how many people are going to have a rougher life, or maybe the end of a life, or maybe not create new life by being encouraged to say, yes, will you marry me? And push for children goals and things like that. When do all of these things happen? Because I wasn't strong enough to say, no, you're actually not welcome here anymore. Right.
Yeah.
That's my mindset. So despite the fact that it still emotionally upsets me.
Yeah. No, yeah. But no, thank you for sharing.
You,
like that.
You have to know that that's
remove the unleavened from the leavened bread. Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
That kind of mindset. Otherwise it's gonna ruin everything. I think that's been probably like one of the hardest things as a streamer is when you build those relationships and like you wear your heart on your sleeve and you're putting yourself out there, and then it's unfortunately like we're doing everything we can to work with you and it's not working out, and we have to say goodbye or do what's the best for everybody. And honestly, like I think at the end though, doing the right thing is also hoping that one day maybe they can or will change, or that things will get better, or they'll find a community that better suits them, because there's so many out there.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. It's rough, but I think there's value in it ultimately. And the mods have it reminded me to be strong in that. When the alternate account comes around, it's got to go too. Your mindset didn't change overnight. Maybe it will in time. And if that's the case, come back as, Gohpom 2.0. Make it clear you're still you, but you've understood these rules are set in place for a reason. They have held value, and that's why the community has grown. So respect it, or find a place that will just hope to get a +1 view and call it a day.
Yeah.
Because it's out there. Trust me.
Yeah. I literally had something on the tip of my tongue and now I just lost it. I don't know.
Bite your tongue, squeeze it back out.
I'm trying, it's not working. I literally just had it, and I don't know. I don't know, Yak, if you have anything else you want to say on that, but I'm gonna need a moment to bring this back. My ADHD brain is just
Yeah, I don't know. I think some people might struggle with some of that stuff. I know for me, if someone comes in and they're clearly not there to be part of the community, I've been through enough stuff. Like, I don't care. Bye, Felicia. I'll take care of it and squash it before it gets out of control. Because it's like, you know what? I'm a father of twins. I've been through this and that. And, everyone's got their story. I've been through enough stuff. I don't have time for this. If you're not here to be part of the community and make friends with people, I'm going to move past you real quick, and we're going to move on, and, good effort, but not good enough to disrupt what I'm doing and move on, So it's
the Lord said, "Fare thee well, Felicia."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and there's, it's, I don't hope anything too bad happens to those people, but it's like, I hope you grow up and you shake it out, but I'm not going to sit here and wait for that to happen in the background of my stream. So it's, I don't know, that, like I said, I think that's a little easier for me just because I come from a standpoint of I'm getting old. I don't have time for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do think there's a few gray hairs in your beard. I don't want to say anything, but
oh, my kids and Lady Yak, they love it. They're always pointing out new grays, and I'm like, knock it off. Like, you're the reason I'm getting these in the first place. So count them all day if you want. Then fine, be that way. No, I guess I'm getting a lot of grays, like, in the sides. And I'm a big Sopranos fan, so I'm always like, sweet, I'm going to look like Paulie soon. Like, forget about it. I want those silver wings, man. They look cool.
Man, I think this will be one of those questions that I won't remember until it's like 6
You'll DM me in a week.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, you remember that one time we were talking today? Like, I had this great question. Like, now it doesn't matter anymore. I think, okay, actually, I do remember now that we're talking about it. Like with your mods, it's like, I think, how do you, and that's something I've struggled with a lot, like, especially being from a mental health community aspect, is falling back on the support of your community and being okay with that instead of acting like you've got it all together and things aren't right, or not welcoming people in. Like, how do you find that balance between, like, I mean, obviously I believe you're married and you have a family, so I mean you've got that other backup support, but like, how do you find that balance of like what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, and what should be known or not known? Because I think there's something that's really beneficial on both ends there, but I think everybody has a different kind of context, and
I think you just kind of know
that.
I really, if you're doubting it, it's probably not for the community to know. Should I tell them or should I not? Probably not. Don't lie. If they say, how are you? You've been better. Don't straight up lie to their face, because you don't want them to tell you, how are you? How you been? Oh, I'm fine. I know what that means, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Knife in the back, blood dripping out.
Yeah. The effed up, insecure, neurotic, and what was the other one? It was from, I don't remember what movie it was, but like, I don't want it to be I lie, because now again, the same reason you gotta ban somebody is I don't want you to begin to lie. So I've been better. It's been pretty rough, but we're pushing through. Doesn't matter what's going down. The fact is, it's going down, and I'm gonna make it better. It will get better. So whenever you're doubtful like that, vague, you know, don't tell a bold-faced lie, but don't assume that they need to hear the manuscript of all the things that are happening and are going down. If you feel comfortable with it and you don't feel like what's the possible ramifications of this, just say it. You know, like the difference in you stubbed your toe versus you had a big big argument with your boss or your wife or something like that. You know, that would be an example of I've been better.
Right.
Stubbing your toe, guys. For a $5 T1 sub, I'll show you. You know, pick. It's like a joke like that, like you know, and that's I think that's
toe picks though.
Yeah, and make it into a joke and turn it into show people that you can also take light of problems. Not that you are denying reality, but that you can make light of circumstances so that it doesn't overburden you. Right? You show them that like we're still here. I trust that you're going to show up. I trust that we can kind of charge a battery here and make it better. That's generally my rule of thumb.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I know Gohpom and I have always kind of focused on wanting to be transparent on a certain level, to be honest and genuine. We felt like
be human.
Right.
having that human aspect, that, you know, then we're not just the streamer. Like, it really helps to validate the friendship end of it with your community, because, you know, sometimes your friends will ask how you're doing and you just, oh, I'm fine, whatever. But if they're really your friends, a lot of times you'll end up kind of sharing a little bit of that. So I know, like, people in my Discord and Twitter and stuff, they see I'm pretty open about a lot of things I'm going through without giving too many details. You know, like, hey, this is going on in the Yak family right now, and it's really tough, but we're making it through. And then I try to end it with, by the way, you know, I'm going to see you later today. I'm going to see you tomorrow. We're going to stream, and we're going to keep doing our thing. But that way people know, like, if I'm having a rough day, they know I'm going through something, and we don't focus on it. We focus on, you know, just keep moving forward, moving past it. And I think there's people out there that need to see some of that. I know I've been, you know, down in the dumps sometimes, and to be able to relate with someone else that, oh man, you're going through this. I'm sorry. It's kind of a distraction for some people who might be going through some real rough stuff, to be able to see, all right, you know what? Someone else is going through something rough too, but we're here together hanging out, and we can bond on that, and we can both distract each other.
Yeah.
I love it.
It almost becomes like a team effort. And I think, as you said, like that gut reaction, like sometimes, like, I find myself where if I get to talking, I have no filter, especially like with mental health. Like, I share some very deep, dark, heavy things that I know make people extremely uncomfortable. But I feel after the things that I've seen, I've experienced, things do need to be said, because I know there's a possibility someone else out there may be experiencing that. And I think it's, as you said, though, like, I think there's a difference between sharing the problem and, like, this is what I was dealing with this day, but now I'm a lot better because this happened, or like, now I feel so much better because I'm here today. And I think, as you said, kind of taking it to a positive note, or knowing those people, you just kind of have that gut reaction.
Mm-hmm. And there's
sharing that,
there's a difference too in sharing while the events are unfolding and after the events have occurred. Because while they're unfolding, it could get worse. It could miraculously have been a misunderstanding and it's all better in 5 minutes, and now you're the jerk decided to overshare. But if you share the aftermath of it, after things have occurred, now there's no ifs or buts. It's just like, this is what happened. Things are better now. Here's the tale of a hero. You can do it too. Now, or go play some Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
Make it simple. So there is a difference too, and it does help you to keep accountable among your own life.
Yeah.
I love that. I think I should implement that a little bit more. A lot of times I'll share stuff as it's happening because it's like, I'm going through this. This is real. And I think there's value to that. But I think there's also a lot of value in what you just said of, maybe sharing after when the ifs are gone. The maybes and the variables are settled. The dust is settled. I like that. I like that.
It is. Share it then.
Yeah, there's been times where I was going through something I thought at the moment, and I shared about it. And then, it resolved itself, as you say, like 5 minutes later, quote unquote. Yeah. And then it's like,
now you're the jerk. Yeah.
Now I feel stupid.
The door won't open.
Bad yak. Yeah,
you're pushing on a door and telling people it won't open. It's locked. And then you just pull. And it's like, well, I guess I told the wrong story.
Right. Yep.
That's how I feel sometimes. I'm just like, I'm
definitely been there.
Some days, like, oh my gosh. My other question for you is, how have you created, now that you're a full-time content creator, in your own life and your own experience, how do you find time for everything? What is, you don't have to, what is your secret sauce to staying scheduled, getting things done? You kind of said you're trying to get back to a sleep schedule and stuff. And I know for what we deal with, that's even more of a challenge, or even with the yak having a family and stuff. How do you balance that out for yourself?
Lately it's been using my watch, which is not right now, but I have the Bear app on it. So you tap it open and it just speak a note into it. Hey, don't forget to do such and such. Done. Tap your phone. It's safe. That's it. Later in the day, before you go to bed, just look through it again. Okay, so looks like I did knock those out. These are some things you should probably do tomorrow. Leave them on the app. Close it up first thing in the morning. After you've gotten some water, you kind of stretch a little bit, take a look at it. That, and freaking go to the gym. I don't understand. People don't understand the importance of physical health. It's incredibly important. I went from 250 to I'm now 184. And the amount of energy that I don't have back.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I had the muscle still. I just would also eat everything I wanted. And I blamed it on, I was bulking. I was getting stronger, right? But I kept losing energy. So the streams would get shorter. My energy would die off earlier. Now I had to do YouTube. Nah, I'm just not going to do YouTube. But YouTube went months without a single video. We were pushing for YouTube partner and I just quit. Just because I couldn't. I didn't have the energy to do it. Then I wanted to have Discord calls with friends and play my own games too and read my own books and still had a day job and things. And it just became impossible to do. But now that I have told myself, okay, an hour goes into this. That hour spent ends up being more than an hour of productivity the rest of the day because of the extra energy, the hype, the confidence in myself. When I walk in the store, I'm not trying to feel like I gotta suck it in and get the right angle. I just kind of walk around now. I'm no longer self-aware in a self-conscious way too. So now there's more confidence, there's more energy, and it all synergistically piles up into a healthier heart, a healthier brain, healthier everything. So that when I'm sitting there and, have to record the video that I still have to record the video that needs to be edited, that has to be uploaded in 4 hours before the stream in 5 hours. You're ready for it. You just fill up a gallon of water, you start chugging, you crank it out. You're proud of it more than you would have been 6 months ago when you were sleeping until the last possible minute and you still wanted to eat. And so for me, I think that works very much in tandem with physical and mental health too. Is keeping those things. Is reminding yourself that this can be the healthiest organ in your body, but if this can't support its streams, it's going to be rough.
So how would you, I guess for all of us who are dealing with the COVID bodies, if you will, so to speak, I swear, I think with being locked up or not being able to do as much, what would be your recommendation or motivation to get people kickstarted?
The thing that every personal trainer will not tell you to do: count your calories. Do not restrict yourself and do not add anything to it, but be conscientious of how much you're actually eating on a day-to-day basis. And let that number add up. After 3 months, you might find out that your average is way lower than you thought it was. And so you're actually already more prepared for a small cut in that to start losing weight in the first place. Or it may be way higher than you ever imagined. And it turns out it wasn't that you were too lazy. You were acting a lot of energy. You just need to cut a little bit of that back, right? And, turn the treat yourself moments a little bit less and things like that. So I would say, and they don't tell you that because it puts the power into the person and not the industry. So of course, they always like, oh, you got to eat this many calories. How many are you eating now? Are you sure that's not more than I'm already eating? So things like that.
So just start out small and work from there.
Yeah, get an idea of what you're even taking in. Have you gained? Have your knees been hurting? Things like that. And if they have not been, well then, cool. You probably could just chug some more water and be fine.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I'm still certified on that stuff too.
Oh my gosh, really? Okay, is that going to be like a new series? Are we going to see that?
I would like to in the summer when I bring in Bald Trail Season 2. I would like to incorporate some fitness, things people can do at home, things people can do in 20 minutes, just something to push yourself a little bit. Sometimes pushing yourself even just once a week, that emotional satisfaction of, man, I did that. I did that. I haven't done that since high school. Boom, you're ready to push for the next thing. Now you got a YouTube video out. Now you got a podcast. Now you're playing guitar again. You don't know. It's just giving yourself that spark that you have. Just take the lid off the candle and light that match.
It's so true, man. Before I destroyed my knee playing football, when I would get myself in the habit of going to the gym, working out, and giving it hard
for days,
it was a powerful feeling, man. It's so, like you say, it's so good for the mental health. The difference between when I'm not able to work out and the times where I would be in a routine are night and day. It's night and day. Just your whole mental focus and attitude on life is just completely different. And it's an amazing and empowering feeling.
Man, so the endorphins kick
definitely,
in.
Definitely encourage it.
Doesn't mean you got to run 10 miles a day or get under 400 pounds and bench it or squat up for 10 reps. No one's saying that. Just drop and give me 20. Can you do 20 yet? Let's say 10.
I got my wallet. Oh, you mean I'm just kidding.
I got my hand weights sitting here at the desk. I've been trying to figure out a way to do that with like Streamloots or something where.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But I have to come up with a way where people will help me work out a little bit, but won't like make me work out so much that my shoulders are sore for the next 8 days.
I want to see
maybe some cool downs.
I want to see you do some Fortnite dances.
Do the flop for an hour.
Oh my gosh. Dude, there's the next viral TikTok. I tell you what.
Let's see it, Gohpom. Let's see it. It'll be your 20th viral TikTok.
Yeah, right.
Smashing over there. It's awesome.
Right? One video at a time. I tell you what. That's where it starts. Real Poison Kill, thank you so much for being here.
It has been a pleasure. This has been fun, bud.
One last thing. I don't know if you can surmise this super quick, but okay. What is the best piece of advice that you've ever received or could give to someone starting out streaming?
You can only pick one. I know, that's the hard part.
That is the hard part. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to phone a friend. And
that's your final answer.
Larry's right here, but he doesn't say much.
No, it's all right. I got my little buddy right next to me.
Yeah. Aw.
And then of course I have Roberto Fernandez, Roberto, because he's Roberto.
Oh
Roberto.
Yeah. Oh, clever.
Oh, we both got nice. Best bit of advice. Watch more streams than you stream. Actually, no. Scratch it. The best bit of advice, and this one's gonna be not contradictory. This one's gonna be
hot take. Ooh, doggies.
You are probably not meant to be a streamer. Does not mean you can't stream. Still stream. Enjoy it. Love it. You are, statistically speaking, you are probably better off as a viewer, as a lurker, as somebody with a well-paying day job to support the other streamers, as a moderator, as a VIP, as somebody who comes up with ideas, as somebody who does all the research to give the idea to the mods to bring to the streamer. You could probably be a more important powerhouse intellectually if you put your focus into watching streams, getting ideas, and sharing those ideas to your favorite streamers. But it doesn't mean you can't stream. Heck, go live, make your schedule, have fun, get your scenes, get your emotes, get your hype trains, live your life and make your content. But remember that if it doesn't pass 2 viewers, 10 viewers, 20 viewers, you didn't fail, but instead you got to live your life and put a focus on the ones who have inspired you to live that life. That's something that I would say. A lot of people will fail and quit. You don't see them in chats anymore. You don't see them in your YouTube comments anymore. You don't see them in your Discord anymore because they feel like they failed. No, you went up against a statistical anomaly. You saw the few people around you who are doing well and forgot that there's an ocean beneath them of people just wanting to get there. So are they all failures? No, they're contributing to those ones who have quote unquote made it, right? And that there is a synergy of doing it because you have a passion for it, but reminding yourself that if you never make what you want to make out of it, you can't. Doesn't mean you can't make it out of somebody else's who might already have the platform or the skill or the drive to sleep 2 hours a night for 3 months on end to make sure that content happens. That's what I would say.
I love it.
I think people make themselves. So
that's beautiful. So Real Poison Kill, where can people find you? What times do you stream? Like, I mean, gosh, you're on YouTube, TikTok, and
sometimes
Twitch.
TikTok.
We want all the links, all the deets. Where are you?
Twitch.tv/realPOISOnkill, YouTube.com/realPOISOnkill. We're partnered over there. And actually, so this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be premiering on YouTube. It'll be a live premiere. The video I did of this.
No.
Yes!
Oh,
So I got it all edited down and ready to go. It's going to be fun. Otherwise, Twitch is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for now. It might change in the future. But 6 p.m. Eastern, we just hang out and do our thing.
We will be including links in the podcast here as well to make it easier for you.
yes.
To find Real Poison Kill. Thank you so much, Real Poison Kill, for being here. I
appreciate
I
it,
am
guys.
Gohpom.
Seriously.
Have an amazing weekend. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and we will catch you next time.
Love you, bud.
Bam.
Have a good
Everything's
weekend.
Recorded, yeah.
Oh, no. I left it early.
Later.
Have a good one. I clicked the wrong button and I left right away. Blooper reel.
Bye.